Oh my goodness. What is going on today, ladies and gentlemen? We have got a big day to talk about jet skis. And we're very glad everyone's here. We hope you guys are have been excitedly waiting with bated breath and just, oh my goodness, this is going to be so much fun. So anyway, welcome to the Watercraft Journal IRL. That's in real life. I am your host, Kevin Shaw, the editor-in-chief of this insane sideshow that we do every now and again. And we are very excited to have everyone here. We are pretty keyed up for probably a long show. So hope you guys have taken your vitamin pills and gotten plenty of rest. But we have some special guests. We have some special giveaways. We have a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. Let's bring in the crowd here. Everybody's favorites. This is, of course, Mr. Billy Duplessis. Everyone, raise your drinks. I'm not drinking out of a plastic bottle anymore. I have a giant 2-liter, steel 2-liter bottle. Raise your glasses for Billy and take a drink. That is my joke. All right. Billy's here, and of course, we have Mr. Greg Gaddis of the Greenhulk Garage.
Thanks for having me.
Say hello, gentlemen.
What's up, guys?
We're very excited to have everyone here. We're just letting everyone trickle in. It's been a while since we've had Billy and Greg here, so we're excited to welcome them. That is something to look forward to. Obviously, if you haven't been paying attention this morning or late last night, the 2026 Sea-Doos were unveiled at the dealer meeting in Boston, Massachusetts, and I was up till just a little bit before 3 a.m. this morning, getting pictures watermarked and resized, getting the articles done, information, prices. I did price comparisons because everything went up and went up quite a bit. We're going to go over those price hikes. Additionally, we also put together a video using some of Sea-Doo's footage that they gave us. Put that on the YouTube channel, so hopefully you guys can go check out both the video and the article. I know a lot of you guys are illiterate, so the video will work out for you. But those of you who did graduate basic elementary school can read the article. So that being said, we have that to talk about, and then simultaneously, Yamaha, their dealer meeting got canceled. What was it, Billy? Because of a hurricane?
Yeah, hurricane.
They had hurricane
up there. That's correct.
They were going to have it in Puerto Rico.
Unfortunately.
They were going to have I don't know how they were going to time this, because a lot of those dealers who are currently in Boston, Massachusetts, we're apparently going to have to take a connecting flight from Boston and go to Puerto Rico to be at the same dealer meeting. And Yamaha said, well, why don't we rain on Sea-Doo's parade and launch all of our stuff the very next morning? So this very morning, all the Yamahas came pouring out. So we're going to touch on the Yamahas, even though I haven't had a chance to do any articles on it yet. But that being said, we have something very important to talk about first. It's going to take a couple minutes, and that is we have a contest to give. We have a giveaway. We promised everyone an Active Jet Sports SCOM, that's a speed control override module, for the best entry email for a 325. So if you have a 325 horsepower Sea-Doo, this SCOM will unlock it. And Greg, what does an unlocked RXPX 325? Just talk.
Yeah, 80 on the dash.
80 on the dash, so it's about 77, 78.
Yeah, 78
okay.
GPS.
Okay, so 78 miles an hour with just one of these bad boys, or any of the other SCOMs. This one is a particular favorite. It's actually really well built, really nice looming heat shrouding. as a automotive wiring geek who's really anal retentive about their wiring, these guys at Active did a really nice job on this one. So I got to give kudos to the guys at Active. So let's read some incredibly goofy emails, and we're going to decide who our winner is. I've got our top 3. All right, here we go. I'm going to bring this over so I can read this. Greg and Billy are going to help me judge who our top.
Okay.
All right, this one's from Jennifer. Jennifer writes, my husband purchased our first jet ski this year, a 325 RX PX, thinking that we should ride together. After a couple of trips out with them, it became very apparent that I would need my own ski. We are fortunate to have a very large community of Sea-Doo friends here in Linden, Tennessee, that always keep you laughing. The competition is real between everyone, always trying to outdo one another. But it all started between my husband and I the second that I got my RX PX 325. For whatever reason, my ski was just a little stronger than my husband's, and everyone knows that just won't work. So he starts the journey to add upgrades and a bunch of things I can't even act like I know about to outrun me and our buddies. So we basically we're going to help Jennifer get a divorce. So the best part about the whole thing is getting to watch him test everything. We have all busted our sides watching him throw himself off time after time, learning how to do tricks. I think you don't need to do tricks on RX PX. It's starting to sound like Jennifer's husband's never ridden a jet ski before and he gets thrown off because he's got too much ski for him. I write all of this in hopes of winning the SCOM so I can sneak in an upgrade and beat my husband. Thanks for the consideration. All right. I already like this one because I like breaking a family apart. I'm joking. All right. This one's from Steve. Steve, I hope it's not too late to submit my entry for the 325 SCOM. I do my best to be able to hit that mode button, but, well, here's what I have been going through, and I still can't hit that mode button. Help me by giving me the SCOM so my ski will just start in sport mode. You'd really be doing me a huge favor. I won't stop trying, but I've been a devout follower of the Watercraft Journal, and I think this giveaway was meant for me. Okay, so Steve has a problem with using his thumb to hit sport mode. And then we have Gage, spelled G-A-G-E, Gage. He goes, hi, Kevin. I've been watching your channel since about 5 years now. The reason I deserve the SCOM, choice of words, I deserve the SCOM more than anyone else is I'm getting my second ski for my girlfriend. An RX TX 325, and particularly since she's there's no punctuation. Since she's already getting quite good at driving my RX PX 325, teaching her to chop, drop, and roll. That's my handling little idiom. When cornering. So we'll be putting the Dodge Demon logo on the sides. And he puts up a picture. They have literally glued a Dodge Demon logo on the side of their RX PX, which he thinks is going to get to me, but instead it's just a poser move. So I'm actually going to take points away for Gage because it's like those guys who have like V6 Chargers and they put like the Demon logos on it.
Yeah, or the giant demon sticker. That's
the big billboard decals.
Yeah.
Gage, I appreciate you I appreciate you dropping the whole chop, drop, and roll thing and being a fan. And even the Dodge shout out. I know you're going straight for my heart, but I gotta give you demerits because you don't put demon stuff on stuff that aren't demons. So he's my third place. I don't know if anyone agrees with me on that one.
Like the first one.
You like that? You like Jennifer?
Yeah, I like Jennifer's.
I do like Jennifer sneaking up on her husband, especially if her husband.
Those are three options.
I think that's the three.
Those are the three options that we have.
Those are the three. Those are my top three.
Jennifer's my favorite too.
Yeah.
Jennifer's my favorite. All right. Well, it looks like Steve is coming in second. Jennifer, you are winning the SCOM. I'm going to email you back, But congratulations to Jennifer. Good job on you. We hope to cause a rift in your marriage, and that your husband continues to have get-offs and yard sales on his ski, just trying to compete with you. So fantastic. That's really cool. We want to thank the guys at Active Jet Sport. This is really, really cool of you guys, because these aren't cheap. It's a couple $100 for one of these things. And we know that Jennifer's going to love it. I'm going to make sure Jennifer sends us updates with a picture of it on her ski. Thankfully, it is literally 2 plug-ins. They plug in. You're good to go. All right.
Keep us posted on that.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see some pictures.
I will happily do that. In fact, I'm making the note aside. All right. Well, what do you say we talk about some Sea-Doos?
Right.
All right. So, for a lot of you guys who read the article or watched the video, my take on this was, boy, that's a lot of Sea-Doo ads all over the Watercraft Journal. I'm looking at all these. Gosh.
It must pay well.
If you want to advertise, we got lots of room. All right. It's been a slow season, so a lot of people had to pull their ads. All right. I think the big takeaway from a lot of people was that's it. And a lot of folks were really disappointed in not seeing something flashier, something new. My only expectation was there was a comment left on their Facebook page that really felt like a cold or a soft tease for the Spark X. Somebody had mentioned the only thing I want to buy is a Spark X, and Sea-Doo's social media team replied, if it's not this year, it'll be the next. Well, it certainly wasn't this year. Overview for changes. I mean, we could probably do that pretty easily. Or do we want to do thoughts first?
Whatever y'all want. I mean, there wasn't too many changes.
Right.
Name us a good overview.
Well, I know Greg is bubbling with excitement and enthusiasm for the rollout. I know, but
yeah. Sure.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's I mean, I was part of the disappointed group. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything new. I mean, it's just not feasible for these manufacturers to come out with something big, new, and exciting every year. It doesn't fit production costs. I was expecting just bold new graphics, but it's the bold new graphics, more tech, but we're also going to charge you more money for the same product. You know, that's what gets me. So,
right. Now, a really good observation actually made by my wife, which was like, didn't even cross my mind, was considering everything's being manufactured in Mexico, is this not a byproduct of the tariffs?
You know, it could be. I didn't even think about that.
Right.
Because the inflation really isn't that high in the last year, you know. So can't say inflation, but if it is tariff related, then yeah, that absolutely makes sense.
Right. Let's go over some pricing just for fun and make it really not positive. Because I'm actually proud of the work I did here because it busted my ass. All right. So the only ski to stay the same price was the entry-level Spark. The only ski. The 60 horsepower 2-up stays at $69.99. Everything else is up. And it just ramps up. Now, a lot of times they justify the increase because, like the GTIs, they all the GTIs, the SE 130 and SE 170, all of those went up by $750. So it's just kind of crazy to me to consider the fact that, or though they went up $800, excuse me, they went up $800, and they justify that by saying, well, we put IDF on
it, right?
And I'm like, okay. I mean, sure, but it's really hard for me to look at a GTI SE 170 and go, yeah, that's a $14,000 ski. It's quite literally, here, I'll highlight it on the screen. 13.9. And I'm like, that should be an $11,000 unit. That should be it's a naturally aspirated Polytech hull. So now, mind you, I might be like crotchety old man going, back in my day, it was $9,000. I don't know. But it's starting to sting. You're starting to really see the cost of these skis just always going up. Now, what I write in the article and kind of what my take was considering the only change is the inclusion of IDF and a different color, that makes the dealer who's sitting on 5 or 6 GTIs, 23, 24, 25 models, that makes those leftovers, that makes those older units way more appealing. And the same thread, if you guys listen to the presentation, Sea-Doo did make a lot of promises to dealers that they're like, we're gonna have better financing options, we're gonna have discounts, we're gonna equip the dealers with the means to offload those floor units, to offload those leftover floor units. So I think that was reassuring to a lot of dealers. And obviously you live and die by your dealers. And so I think in this instance, Sea-Doo's doing the right thing by not burying the dealers in all new product. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, so if we look at this, it's like, okay, the Spark is up $300. The Trix is up $300, both versions of the Trix. GTIs go up $800. The Wake 170 goes up $750. Then we get into the Wake Pro. That one goes up $1,250. Goes up $1,250. Now it does get the touchscreen, so that's something because it's an ST3, and because it gets the touchscreen, that also means that it's getting the modern Bosch ECU and all the new wiring harness. So, like what Greg said, it's like, okay, we're making that across the line transition. Let's see what else. Even though the Wakes stay in the same color, both Wakes are still beige and blue. I made sure to keep in the word beige. They just called it sand. I'm like, nope, I'm calling it beige.
That's one of Greg's favorite colors.
Yeah,
yes.
I call it BS.
Yeah.
Baby
shit brown.
Baby shit brown. Huh?
Both Explorers get the new dash, the 10.25-inch dash, and that, interestingly enough, because the Explorers are big movers, which makes my toes curl. But because both Explorers are big movers, they're not charging them $1,250. They're charging them $750. So suddenly, that price isn't the same across the board.
That's interesting.
All right, because they charge you $1,250 to put the dash on the Wake Pro, but on the Explorers, it's only $750. So that's why I'm like, okay, there's inconsistencies. That makes me think this is really, I hate to say it, but it's tariff based.
Yeah.
All right, GTX 170, 230, 300. Each of those go up $550. They do not get did they get the dash? I don't think they did. No.
No, I don't think they got that.
They did not get the dash. They're still a stripped down unit. Full size, but a stripped down unit. GTX limited to 325. Doesn't change. It had all the stuff from last year. But it goes up $550. just for shits and giggles, just for being the next year. And they are still charging you for the premier color. The premier color is white, or is it blue?
It's white.
It's the white. The white is the premier color, and they're charging you like $1,000 for that color. All right, fishing. The Apex 300 is killed. It was only 1 year, so they were true to their word on that one. But the big Garmin and the damper, the steering damper, now show up on the trophy. Trophy's 170. It's not supercharged. So that's kind of a bummer because I know a lot of fishing guys were all stoked to have a supercharged fishing boat. But crazy enough, the trophy goes up almost $2,000. It goes to $1,950 because it gets the dash, it gets the steering, and it gets the larger Garmin.
Okay.
The Fish Pro Sport and Scout, they go up $550 equally. Same color since they first came out 5 years ago. 5 years ago. 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 years ago. All right. GTR gets GTR 230 gets the cool black and reef blue coloration that they showed on screen at the dealer meeting. It goes up $600. My personal favorite, the GTR X 300, unchanged, same colors, goes up $600 for some reason. RXPX 325, RXTX 325, they get the blue as an option. The blue is $1,000, isn't it?
I don't know exactly the price.
Because you priced out an RXPX last night.
That was a GTX.
That's right. You priced out a GTX last night. And how much did that thing come out to?
30 grand.
30 grand. Now, how did you equip that GTX to make it 30 grand?
Not much. It's like some accessories and the premier color and the prep fees and freight and all that shit. They added on to it in the calculator. It was $29,000 and some change.
Right.
So, I mean, I had a trailer. I had taxes. Now you're at 35 or more.
Right.
Adds up quick.
So here, I wanted to show you this one because this one made me laugh, and I had to check my math twice. So RXPX, the dash is optional. It's part of the tech package on the PX. You can keep your regular small screen, or you could get the big 10.25 inch. Without the tech package, it's $20,099. With the tech package, it's $22,000 even.
Yeah.
$21,999. Here's the funny thing. RXTX, the dash is standard. All right. Tech package is just the sound system. Standard with the dash, the RXTX is $100 cheaper than the RXPX with the tech package.
Yeah.
So you're paying more.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I wonder what I did wrong because I built an RXPX 325 and selected a tech pack last night and it came out to $22,399.
Did you check the blue?
Yes, in blue.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't check blue. I had it in
silver.
Okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay,
I didn't check the color.
Why. Okay,
I was just checking for the dash.
Gotcha.
So that's why you ended up in the high 22s. Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. So what that basically means is that base level RXPX is up $400. With the package, it takes you up $1,100, and the RXTX just across the board is up $1,300. So I don't like the idea that you're paying more for the same product, especially like, for example, you could go into a Broward Motorsports or you could go into Burt's Mega Mall out in California and you can get a 2024 or a 2025 GTR X 300 and then you can have a 26. And with discounts, you could literally get the identical ski for $1,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
And I mean, now mind you, that might be intentional. The secret might be in the sauce. The idea might be, hey, we're going to intentionally make these expensive so that the skis that you dealers are sitting on and with our discounts suddenly look real attractive. Because again, this has been a really cold 18 months for sales. It just hasn't been great. And a lot of dealers are sweating it out, paying flooring, which is basically interest on units that they have to buy that are just sitting there on stands or carts in their showroom or bagged up in their backyard or on a rack somewhere in their storage. So I don't have any inside baseball. I don't have James Heinz, at Sea-Doo going, hey, listen, this is strategy. We're really trying to make these a little less attractive so that the older units that our dealers are sitting on look more attractive. If that's the case, then perfect gameplay.
Yeah, but then if that is the case, then what are they going to do next summer or the end of next summer when they're sitting on a bunch of 2025 and 2026 models?
They'll discount those. The same thing Kawasaki does.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Kawasaki lives and dies by its dealer rebates.
Yeah.
I mean, they rebate the holy living snot out of everything.
Yeah, like 25 to 3,000 off.
Yeah, it's a huge discount.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who goes in and pays retail for a brand new Cowie,
crazy.
You should hand them a crack pipe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the leftover. The game is the leftovers. I mean, I was looking in the comments today. We had a couple guys who were like, oh, looks like I'm buying a brand new 24. All right, baby. I mean, it's like,
yeah.
Right now, it's kind of a buyer's market if you really want to be, you want to be choosy.
Yeah,
but
it's funny how like times have changed just in a few little years. In 2020 and 2021, you could put a price on any unit on the floor and it was going to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they also had their what were they calling it? Their stimulus check. Yeah. Everyone got their $5,000 stimulus check.
Yeah, that's it. Right.
And you couldn't go to a baseball game, you couldn't go to Disney World, you couldn't go to a concert, you couldn't blah blah, unless you lived in a free state. But but for the most part, a lot of these places were shut down. So it's like, well, where can we go? We can go to the water. Okay, well, I've got an extra $8,000 or extra $10,000 in my pocket thanks to Joe Biden printing off money. Well, then let's go buy something fun. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, a stimulus check, I mean, I kind of liked what Elon was saying. He goes, hey, we just found a couple $100 billion of government waste. Why don't we send them back some tax revenue?
Go buy jet skis.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of people who could use that money. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie and say it wouldn't go towards car parts, but I mean, it's like, hey, wife needs new tires, and I could really go for a new set of heads, and I'm supporting, and I really want to go to some 2-inch headers with a 3.5-inch collector, and anyway, but that's what really pushed 2020 and 21 really out of the roof when it came to Watercraft sales, was the fact that people had money that they normally wouldn't have. Don't get me wrong, we were on an upward trend. 18, 19, though we were on a ratcheting upward trend, and people were getting very enthusiastic about buying personal watercraft. 2020 and 2021 was icing on the cake, but the problem is that you look at the end of 21 and it just goes precipitous. I mean, it just over the top off. And that's really tough. Now, I've had conversations with some people who everyone has a different take on it. I don't think I have all the answers. I don't think even Sea-Doo has the answers, or the dealers. I think it's, the truth is somewhere in the middle. But, I'm over here screaming and yelling, saying the manufacturers catered to the baby boomers, and they never built it. They never targeted youth, and now the baby boomers are aging out, and they're left with a bunch of product that's meant for geriatric riders, and they don't want to buy them, especially at the prices that they're charging that they could get 5 years ago from a bunch of 60-year-olds. And people are like, dude, it's interest rates, and young families can't get into starter homes, and that's not baby boomer, that's government, or that's the Fed. And I mean, everyone's arguing as to why is it screwed up. The answer is yes, it's all screwed up, and it's everyone's fault.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Sea-Doo that you'd like to go over?
Nothing crazy. I mean, we got new colors. I like the blue, but what I like, it doesn't matter, But I mean, they did some engine changes on the 1630 that
Yes.
kind of flew under the radar. So the 1630, it's getting a new lower case, which I'm pretty sure the only difference is it's no longer powder coated. It's just raw aluminum. Don't know why. They now accept the new case caps on the bottom that are plastic on the 325. They're all getting those. New connecting rods, new connecting rod bolts. What else? All
Intake
300s are getting the 325 intake manifold. They're all going to be using the new 325 ECU, 99% sure on that. And they got rid of the cam position sensor for some odd reason. Really no logical sense to doing that, other than it's not entirely needed. So I guess they're saving on a cost there. And then they redo the wire harness because there's no longer a cam position sensor there.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I first was made aware of internal changes by the harness. I said, well, if they're changing the harness, they're changing the ECU. And then I started seeing the bulletins as for the engine changes. So it looks like they're just standardizing the 1630s across the board.
Yeah.
Which will be good, because it's, the less variations and the more standardizing, you effectively get like a 1503 where it's like, it's the same across the board, or at least there's very minor changes between the two. And same thing would go for the 1630. Is the more they standardize it, the more they have of one intake manifold, or the more they have of one case, the more they crank out, the more the more they save on having parts.
Right.
So, hey, someone made a good point about Switch. The three of us were kind of chit-chatting before the show started. If you guys want us to talk a little bit about the Switches, we can. I'm not terribly excited to, but we can talk about it if you'd like us to. But before we move over, it's funny. I actually queued up Sea-Doo's page, and I didn't even click over. I had it on Watercraft Journal the whole time. But we do have a super chat. Let's bring that up. He says, I currently have two Sea-Doo Spark Tricks, looking to upgrade to a GTR X300. Do you think it's worth the upgrade? I love the playfulness of the Sparks, but would like to go on larger lakes and river trips.
He had a follow-up comment underneath that says he's looking to make his ski into the panty dropper.
I don't know what that entails, but let's go back to the original one.
Well, I mean, I got a good answer for it that goes with his other comment.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't get a GTR X300 if that's what you're looking to do. I would go to that new Yamaha platform boat and put a pole on one of the decks, and you have a a mobile strip club, and he dropped off.
What is this live chat again tonight?
Yeah, the Crosswave is a mobile stripper pole.
Yeah, that's a perfect penny dropper right there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. All right. I'm going to share this story. It's time for Kevin Shaw's story time. This has nothing to do with anything. I promise I'll get back on topic. All right. Early to spring of 2009, I get invited to go to the Honda Aquatrax F15 press reveal. They're having it at Lake Havasu. All right. For those who have never been to Lake Havasu does have a bit of a seedy history. All right. So I'm there with a couple other media guys, and they have a very nice man named John Seidel is the media rep. All right. He is a very prim, kind of proper, I wouldn't say effeminate, but he is very metro. Is that fair? Because he's married and has kids, but he's very metro. And he's a little bit older than I am. So, I'm a dumb kid in my 30s, and he's well into his 50s, and he's very well put together. His hair's coiffed, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, the plan is that we're going to ride from Havasu up to Parker, have lunch at Parker, and come back down. Round trip, maybe 60 miles. Nothing too crazy. And maybe 65. I don't know. I think it's 60 miles. So we leave out of London Bridge Resort, which is this nice little river. It's all riverfront area if you guys have never been. So we walk down with all of our gear, and we pick up our skis, and we go idling out through London Bridge. And as soon as we get out in the lake, we get on the throttle, we cut across the lake, and we go into the mouth of the Colorado, and we start going north of the Colorado River. Now, normally on event rides like this, you plan for certain stops. You stop to take pictures, or you stop to do a little walk around, like, oh, hey, we're going to stop here and we're going to show you the watertight storage, or we're going to show you inside of the turbo engine, or whatever it was. Well, we had a planned stop at what is just known as the Sandbar. And the Sandbar in Havasu is a really nice, shady area. It's a kind of a big sweeping turn, and it's got a pretty flat rock face that casts shade. And it's just kind of, especially Havasu could get 120 degrees on the water. But this is before lunch, so it's still pretty cool out. But I'm riding alongside John Seidel. And John and I are just kind of cruising, going 65 miles an hour. People are out there jumping each other's wakes and, fidgeting with GoPros or other cameras and stuff. And John and I are just kind of cruising, and we're just kind of like, hey, let's go here, let's go there, directing each other. And we start pulling up on the Sandbar. And as we come around this big long turn, there's this beautiful, probably $250,000 cigarette boat, like a Donzi or like a Split Cat or something like that. Really beautiful open cab cigarette boat. And it's pulled up and anchored at the Sandbar. Well, there's typically always people at the Sandbar. People are sitting around having a good time, listening to music, drinking, whatever they're doing. But we were the only ones there. It was a weekday. It was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And there's this really expensive boat sitting there. But we don't see a soul. So we come pulling around, and I point, and I see one guy, and he's standing there, and he's holding a video camera on his shoulder. It's a big one, like a big red camera. Red being a digital camera. And he's standing there, and he looks at us, and I have to use my other hand.
This is gone.
He's kind of waving us on. He's like, hey, like, keep going. And John and I slow down because this is the scheduled stop. And it's just us two, because we got like another 6 or 8 behind us. And we pull up, and we're just, I don't know, we're maybe going 10 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, this guy and girl spring up, stark naked, and they were filming a porno. And John goes, "We're going. Keep going, Kevin." I said, "Okay." We got on the gas and we took off. Because there's a guy with a video camera, and there was a guy and a girl. We're like, "Whoop, we got to get out of here."
That's crazy.
So, anyway, you make a joke about online bad behavior. I gotta make the joke.
Well,
I think Greg.
Yeah, but you know that boat's already got the mount for the pole. The clean out port is a perfect cylindrical pole. Stick the pole in there, and you're ready to go.
Isn't Greg going to have us so soon?
Yeah, maybe.
Look at him, Kevin. He said he's going to pick up some skis, but
oh my gosh. All right,
might be that second job.
we gotta help this guy out. All right, I personally love the GTR X300 because I love it because it's loose. I love it because it's smaller. They call it a recreation size. It's the size of the previous the two model previous full size runabout. The one that they phased out in 2011 or 2010. 2009, 2010, I think it was the last year of the old 255s. I think dimensionally it's a great comfortable size for a passenger or two. You can kind of whip the tail around. It's not squirrely like a Trix. You're not going to do power slides as easily. You're not going to wash the tail out as easily, but it is loose and forgiving. The horsepower allows you to do it. But again, all of that is not because the horsepower is overpowering the ski. It's because the hull design is a slippery hull design. It doesn't stay hooked up like an RX-PX. And it doesn't bite the nose and break the tail loose like an ST3, which we all criticize here. So I look at playfulness and I look at just enjoyability of the RX or the GT. I hate these names. The GTR X300. Yeah. But it certainly is not a big Trix. And I don't want to mislead you in that sense. So I hope that helps you out. You fool.
Hey, Kevin, it's definitely similar to the old RXPs. It's pretty playful, though. I have a few friends that own the GTR 300. And
I think they're right. I love it.
It's an absolute blast to ride.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And
I agree.
It's gonna be really hard to wrestle the Watercraft of the Year award out of my hands to give it to something else. Just because it's been a long time since I've enjoyed a full-size runabout that much. So, all right. Greg, anything else from Sea-Doo, or should we bounce over to Yamaha?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for Sea-Doo. Nothing crazy.
Hey, okay. just on a different note, in regards to the Switch, I have a friend that already converted his 21-foot Switch about a year ago, put a 300 horsepower in it.
Oh, he did?
Running, a good friend of mine out in Texas.
Okay.
Andy did that about a year ago, I believe. He was telling me it runs about 45.
Okay.
20 and 21 foot.
Okay. Yeah, you know,
the 21 foot.
The 21 foot.
The Switch has been a total dog, and I get emails literally every single week of Switch owners trying to make their boats faster because you put all these people in it or tow sports, and it just goes nowhere. It cavitates and wide open. They're doing 20 miles an hour. And I got to tell them, I'm sorry, but we've tried making them faster with a few bolt-ons and got nothing. And you got to spend thousands of dollars just to get a little bit of a performance increase. So having a 300 horsepower option is great for the Switch. It was much needed because the boats are, not only are they big, but the hulls are not even remotely close to performance hulls.
No.
So, yeah, the 300 horsepower will help.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And in fact, just some inside baseball for you guys here listening. All three of us were literally lighting each other up last night and today, just going over everything. And I had made a joke going like, "Oh man, that's a terrible idea." And then Greg's like, actually, you know, I think it really needs the extra oomph.
Yeah.
And I immediately go back to all the time I've spent testing switches, and I go, oh yeah, you're right. They are dogs. They could really use the extra 70 horse. So I'm happy to acquiesce and eat some crow on that one. In that, unfortunately, the 300 horsepower is only available for the limited switches, and you can only get the big gas tank, which is it a 40 gallon?
45, I believe.
Yeah, 45 gallon tank is only available on the 300s, not on the 230s or the 170s. It's only on the 300s, which is kind of a bummer because like the fishing guy who's going to be like, I want to be out there all day, and he's got a 170. Yeah. I would think that guy would want the 45 gallon tank, but hey, here we are. Other stuff. Oh, hey, listen, we didn't mention that the speakers are going, all the speakers on the tech packages are going from 50 amp to 80 amp.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to 80 amp so that everyone can listen to everyone's music at full blast and be annoyed all the time. So that's great. The entirety of Florida is just going to hear reggaeton music everywhere you go. But then who I'm trying to think of the singer, Vicente Hernandez, the old crooner from like the 1940s. He's the one that they based the bad guy from Coco on with the white ranchero suit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vicente Hernandez. Anyway. I'm just picturing Rob Chancletta getting really mad at me right now. He's like, "Will you shut up, Kevin? You freaking Greenhulk, stop it! Pink face, freaking ginger." But anyway, so yeah, speakers, wiring, ECU, upgrades to the engines. But they're not performance upgrades. I mean, well, the connecting rods, is that just
and I think it's more like a reliability thing than anything.
Okay.
So the rod itself, they just improved the rod to get more oiling on the surface between the rod and the crank. So that's all they did there. And then changed the bolts. I don't know why they changed the bolts. They changed the bolts when they introduced the 325.
Right.
So why are they changing them again? I don't know.
Okay. Well, they found something we didn't.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, then, what do you say we talk about a Yamaha?
Yeah.
And by the way, Billy, I'm on the Crosswave.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude. Yeah.
1.9 liter.
Well, I have a picture from earlier that does not show that.
Well, they probably had to fix the website.
Yeah.
How many times have we caught them where they fumbled the ball with the website during the press release?
Crazy. It showed a 1.8 earlier today. Of course, it was at.
So it's got the 200. It's got the 200 horse, 1.9 liter. This, of course, is the jet ski that I've been teasing with spy photos for the last 2 years.
Yeah. We got the first spy photos on the forum about 2 years ago. I sent it to Kevin, and then the next day Yamaha's like, "Yeah, you got to take that down."
Here you go. I remember that. Yeah.
This. Well, I got to say, boys, I can't think of a better way to celebrate 40 years of Yamaha heritage and legacy than a 1,000-pound flat deck fishing watercraft that is so big that it comes with its own single place trailer.
Yeah. For me, this is very disappointing to see. Now I get the market. There's people that actually really like this thing, and I get they're trying to target more people. No, It's not for me. But the funniest thing about this is the first runabout in Yamaha history to not get the visibility spout.
Oh,
very interesting.
And I think it was like 3 years ago, I was sitting there at a Yamaha event with Kevin, and I, suggested that they remove it from all of them, and they're like, "Oh no, we're never going to do that because Yamaha's got to respect the founder of it." So on the 40th anniversary, let's just slap the founder of the visibility spout in the face and get rid of it.
Yep.
on this particular boat.
It's interesting.
This is what I've been thinking all day today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SUV.
The SUV
sure.
2.0, baby. Woo!
The side profile.
Come full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way they did the arms in the front, like the side profile looks like the SUV.
Yeah.
So
yeah, similar. Yeah, you're right.
It's very interesting. I don't know. I can't help but laugh at it.
Yeah. Now, okay, so before we gangbang this thing,
yeah, it's not for me and you, but
what really, I mean, there's some stuff here. It's got just gobs of storage. It's got these big side. Oh my gosh, give me a damn picture, will you, clowns? This is killing me here. I've never seen this before. Did you see the box on this thing?
Yeah.
What the hell are they bringing with them? Oh my goodness!
Change of outfits. If
well, no, the Switch has the changing room. Did you see the Switch now has a zipper?
Yeah,
does it really?
Bathroom.
Yeah,
bathroom. Clothes, and it's got a collapsible toilet.
Yeah.
So you can literally crap on your Switch.
Dude.
But okay,
Link's toilet.
I gotta say this though. When poor James got up and he goes, and we've got a barbecue grill, the first thing that came to mind was, what asshole is gonna put this on his Explorer Pro?
That's already done. You know that's coming.
Can I make mine propane instead of charcoal? I need to have a propane tank on mine.
Absolutely going to happen.
Yeah, this thing's got gobs of storage. These big side wells. They don't have the picture, but the front opens up, and you can put an anchor in the front. And it's got... Yeah, see, they're not showing it here. And they have really good vertical pictures of this thing. And I wanted to see if they're not putting them up on the page, though. They're pushing that the deck is modular. Now, the way I guess that they're making it modular is that there's a lot of attachment points. They do have a fitment, a way to attach a trolling motor off the front. They have different seating arrays that can be attached on there. Obviously, they have a storage box. They have this big cooler. They have other things that go on. So, I mean, they're very clearly putting time and engineering into this ski. But exactly like what Greg said, this is not aimed at quote-unquote jet skiers.
Right.
No.
This is aimed towards entry-level boaters.
Yeah, that's probably a safe assumption. 'Cause I wouldn't target it like directly towards fishermen because they're not going to want to buy a fishing specific jet ski like this. Like, yeah, the Fish Pro does well, but it's more than just a fishing vessel. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think you're going to get the jet ski enthusiasts to want to buy this either. But like an entry level boater, yeah, I can see them being interested in this craft.
See, that's funny. Okay, I got to ask, then how come you don't think the fisherman is going to go towards this? Maybe like the kayak guy or the small bass boat guy?
Maybe. But, I've tried jet ski fishing before, and it's not great. This obviously would be much better because you could have things like a trolling motor and that. But I sent it to one of my buddies who's like really avid fisherman, bass boat.
Bless you. You sent it to Lee? Bless you.
Yeah, Lee.
Lee, what did he say?
he wouldn't be caught dead fishing on that thing. He said.
No.
So,
Interesting. But yeah,
All right.
I don't know.
and he does a lot of fishing.
A lot of fishermen around here, that's all we have to do really, other than ride jet skis. And I don't know a single one that would be interested in that. But then, like, the Florida fishermen would probably be more interested because it's more bay style and open water. Where here we're like way back in the swamp. So I don't know. It's tough. I guess we'll see. I think it'll actually sell really well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
As much as it pains me to say it. No, not for me, but they're not going to make something specifically to what I like. But I see it doing well. It's just really different,
Well, they have not announced. There's a couple things they haven't announced. They haven't announced they haven't announced official dimensions, length, width, weight, and they haven't announced price. Now, the one thing that they have announced is that it's less than 13 feet. All right. Well, that keeps
it has to be for it to be considered a PWC, right?
To register as a PWC, It's got to be less than 13 feet. Actually, I think it's like 13.4, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But either, that's splitting hairs.
I think that's also the limit for catalytic converters.
All right.
No, really. That's why the 13-foot switch gets away with it.
Yeah, right. I agree. I think you're right. So the question is width. And it's so wide.
It looked pretty wide.
It's so wide that it's going to be sold with its own trailer. That's a fact. That is something they have stated very clearly, that it will be sold with its own trailer. So that trailer is going to be factored into that price. So that's what makes me think this unit could be upwards to 25 to 27. I want to say they're going to sell for like 24,499. So like 24 and a half.
Price.
MSRP.
MSRP. Okay. You think it'll be that cheap?
Oh, you think it'll be 30?
I mean, if you could get a GTX to 30 grand.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, but see, that's not MSRP. MSRP is 21,999.
But I would be surprised if it's less than 27.
Less than what?
27 MSRP.
27. Okay.
Very easily get into the 30s.
Okay. Interesting.
Old man, he commented, stay tuned for the Greenhulk 90
mile an hour stage 2 Crosswave.
I thought about this earlier, like getting one of those to run 90-something miles an hour. It'd be more of a joke than anything. Like, look at this freaking thing.
Yeah. I don't really want to gang up on it because, well, okay. My thinking is that this is a direct salvo towards the fishing market.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I really do think, because I don't think the Jetfish package on the FX, I think that was a Band-Aid. I think that was a topical application. And considering that, now mind you, the Jetfish FX in Australia is moving for
popular.
Yeah,
right.
It's now, mind you, that's also the peak market for jet ski fishing is Australia, so it makes sense. But here in the States, I don't think there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know, I guess I could fish off of this, but meaning the FX. But this guy. Suddenly, I think this guy just screams bass boat to me. The first picture you see is the guy standing 2 feet on the bow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Which, I know they're going to target the fishing market. I just don't know how well fishermen are going to want to ditch a boat and get onto this.
Right.
I guess we'll see. But like if someone walks into a dealer and wants to buy a PWC with fishing in mind, they're going to point them at this. If they want to do adventure touring, they're going to point them at this. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Right.
versatile platform where you could go a lot of different directions. It's really a blank slate where you could build on top of it.
Yeah.
Well,
it
like
could
I
be
said,
the Explorer Pro, it could be the Fish Pro, it could be the Fish Pro Apex or whatever
Right.
it was, Explorer Pro Apex. I don't know.
well, like some people were saying in the comment box, they were saying you'll see a windshield on it. I'm sure there's an option.
I'm sure it'll be an accessory.
Bimini top, little Bimini top
Bimini,
on
a
it.
full,
Full
canvas.
Bimini. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, our friend Chad, we're in a group text. He texted us earlier, like, "Oh, they've been listening. I've been wanting a PWC that can hold 4 people, so I
Right.
can go out with the whole family." So you might see people like that. You know, they don't have to buy 2;
True.
they buy 1, and whole family is on one ski.
True.
So
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of positive feedback, which surprises me.
I have. I mean,
Yeah.
the problem is that this unit is in direct, I mean, like polar opposite contrast to the stuff that we've been talking about
Right.
recently in regards to where should the industry course correct.
Yeah.
And oh, see, that's funny. All right, so Fuel comes back. He says, as a bass fisherman, I want to be able to stand on the front of the watercraft with a trolling motor right in front of me. Nowhere to stand in front of these. Actually, that's
that
not
platform.
the case at all. That whole front platform between those 2 rails is the standing platform.
Yeah.
And the trolling motor mounts to the right of you with a foot pedal control.
You should have a photo of it, huh, Kevin? I
Uh,
thought they showed that. I thought I
the-
seen
the-
that earlier.
The photo of them fishing, they had the front rails removed, so you just had one big front deck.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
I didn't think you could remove the front rails.
No, I'll pull it up. I
What about-
screenshot it.
Yeah, what about a picture you sent earlier to us in a group text? I thought had the trolling motor and a guy standing on the front.
Huh.
Was that in the
I've seen the
group
trolling
text?
motor. I just haven't seen the rails removed.
So
It was in the group text. Yeah, there you go.
it's got a rail, but it's a different rail.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, let's see.
It's not the big ones.
That would be.
See, it's got the rails came off, and now he's got this like seat looking thing to lean up against, like a
All right,
leaning
let me see if I
post.
can't put this up on screen. Give me 1 second. I gotta export it. I gotta export this. Oh, you are exactly right. The rails are different.
That's strange.
Come
It
on.
almost looks like it's got a seat, like a seat.
Yes,
rest.
it does. It does look like it's got a seat.
Like you can sit on the front and actually fish.
Yeah, it flaps. It changes. Let's see here. I'm going to share a slide. I'm going to share a PDF here. 1 second. Ah, damn it. The damn thing turned. Why does it do that? That's so stupid. Here we go. Tools, rotate right. Okay, let's try this now. 1 second. I'm going to bring it up for everyone else to see. I'm going to share it with the class here.
See, it looks like there's something you could trip on. Die fool. Looks like something to trip on. Might be right.
There we go. Okay. So if you look closely, exactly what we were saying, yeah, the front rails do look different. The front rails are indeed different. It looks like that. See that gray seat behind his knees? It looks like a backrest behind his knees right there.
Right, yeah.
I bet you that is on a pivot, and if he sat down, it would sit down, and if he stands up, it would flap up.
Yeah,
I would almost put money on that, because I don't think they'd want you to have your butt on the mat and your feet in the water. I think that seat is a flip seat.
What's on the back of the ski? Is that holding? Is that
The
one
rod
of those?
holder? Or
Is it a rod?
Well, that's
that
a
one of
rod
those
holder with the net.
Is that a power pole?
Oh, the big black thing sticking
Yeah,
up
what
in
is
the
that?
back?
Is that a power pole?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
Looks
thing in
like
the
a
back,
looks like
it
a
is a
power
power
pole.
pole. Yeah, it's a power pole anchored on the back.
That's wild, man. I don't know you. Greg, Lee might have to rethink this thing, man.
Yeah,
If you
well,
can modify it.
Die You Fool made a good point. Looks like something to trip on while landing that
Yeah.
double-digit bass. And all the
Yeah.
bass, like die-hard bass fishermen that I know, they like the bigger the front deck, the better. Like my buddy just bought a boat. It's a 22-foot boat, and it's got 15 feet of front deck, and they want to use every last bit of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
So they like to lay their rod. They like to have 10 rods on the deck. If they want to change a bait, they just pick up a different rod. Like the real big bass fishermen are going to be head over heels to be on a PWC like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
it's interesting. I just don't know how. I'm fidgety. I just don't know how well it'll be received.
Yeah. I mean, I see the use. I mean, there's going to be the like the offshore Florida fishing community that likes them. It's neat.
I got a question.
Very different.
What do you think the hull is going to be made of? Do you think it's just a regular SMC painted or back to old school?
I think it'll be SMC.
SMC.
Yeah.
Just like an FF.
I would assume that's what it would
It's going to be paint.
Right.
Guaranteed they're going to use paint. You know.
Not going back to old school fiberglass and gel coat.
No way.
Like a real boat.
If they did, that would be the biggest smoking gun that they know for a fact that the paint doesn't work and that gel coat is 10 times more durable. And that to me would be like, we don't even believe our own BS.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what size fuel tank, man, because that 1.9 is thirsty. So I hope it's got a.
See, that's a funny thing because I believe the tank is supposed to be bigger.
Yeah, I hope it is. No, I say that. I mean, 1.9 likes some fuel, but it's got some pep.
Okay, I thought it had a bigger tank in one of the press releases they sent.
Something about going further or something.
Yeah, I thought it had a big fuel tank in it. So I'm curious. I'm looking up the website right now.
I didn't see any specs.
Oh, there's no specs. I mean, they have not put up anything. But they're using generalities like, with with an expanded deck. Well, how big is the deck? Or with this, increased storage or unmatched storage. Well, how much storage? They're not giving specifics.
Yeah, one of the guys commented, how do you drain the footwells? You think it's going to have the Yamaha? I mean, if the water comes over the front.
No, it's got drains.
It's got drains on it?
Check it out. Yeah.
Come on.
I'm bringing it up right now.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, because you stuff a weight and some people will be offshore fishing with it.
Add to stage. Come on, you stupid thing. Look, they're right there in the corners. The bottom corners.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
There's your footwell drains.
Self-draining
right there.
footwells.
Yeah, those things are going to fill up like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Hopefully, I don't wish ill on Yamaha. No. I mean, obviously, they've invested quite a bit into this thing. But, if it finds a market, then we're going to see a radical change. We're going to start seeing Sea-Doo come out with these things.
Yeah.
Cowie's going to come out with something like this. And all we're going to be doing is sitting around going, hey, you remember when jet skis actually had, curves? And they're like, nope, they're all flat.
Yeah.
They're just floating platforms now.
Yeah, I think that's the most disappointing thing for me. It's not that this isn't a cool watercraft or that it's not going to sell or will sell, whatever. It's like it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And, where is it going? Like, where's this small, nimble craft that a lot of us have been asking for? And that's what's disappointing to me.
Classic Joe's going to be upset about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's Yeah, I think right now we're at the point where course correction is going to be abrupt. Course correction will be shocking and uncomfortable. It's not, we're beyond the whole like, hey, let's just bump the steering a little bit over. It's now like slam on the brakes, hard right turn.
Yeah,
We're changing course. That's really the only way to really make course correction. Now, a lot of people are sitting there going, well, why can't I have both? I'm like, because it's expensive. It's expensive. And it's going to polarize. It's going to polarize that whole market. Now, are you okay with polarizing? Yeah. The problem is I don't think the pie is big enough to divvy it up that fine.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, they want to target like all segments of the market, and that makes sense. But and like here I am screaming, I want something small, nimble, and fun. They're in their heads, they're like, oh, we got a jet blaster, oh, we got a spark. I'm like, yeah, but those do 50 miles an hour and go nowhere. Like,
right.
Give me something more. Give me the Spark X. But the hell with that, you got a Spark, that's good enough. We're gonna build this boat.
It's funny. I caught one of Joe Hill's videos to bring up classics.
Classic.
And it was an XPS, I think. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm doing about 62 on this thing." And I just sat there and I went, "Yeah, we were going 63. We were going 65. We were going 67.
Way back in the days
with two strokes that weighed 500 pounds."
Right.
And to go 65 miles an hour on a GP 1300, or 67 or 68 miles an hour on a little two-stroke triple, your hair was on fire. To go 70, you were a rocket.
We had a GP, I think it was a 1200R, highly modified back in the day. This is when the four-stroke versus two-stroke mud bug thing was real hot in it. And those GPs were running 92, 93 miles an hour on a two-stroke.
Okay.
And they're like the size of a Spark, maybe a little bit bigger than a Spark. And it's they won't give that to us anymore. God forbid you have a small watercraft that goes that fast.
All right.
So I've got a lead on I got a few leads that I'm chasing on some classic stuff. And I wasn't gonna. I'm not really gonna let the cat out of the bag on a lot of it, but I'm very interested. I'm very interested in getting into doing some two-stroke stuff.
Yeah, I tell you what, the two strokes have been the most fun I've had in years. Really has.
Right. And what I think, who else? Who was, obviously Joe. Ernesto. Ernesto's got a couple two strokes.
Yeah.
He's fooling with. Now, obviously, Ernesto's bread and butter is, his shop modifying, modern skis.
Yeah.
But he's also working on some two stroke stuff. And if I start doing some two stroke stuff, what that's going to do is it's going to get people on Facebook Marketplace going, holy crap, I can get into this for $700. Right. I can get into this for $1,000 or $1,500. You can't drive through a residential neighborhood in Florida without finding, 8 skis in people's side yards. Right. You're like, oh, well, shoot. I can get into this for pennies on the dollar, get the damn thing running, and go out there and rip around for nothing and have a blast. Now, don't get me wrong. You're not going on the grand loop. You're not doing big, long rides.
I don't know. Greg does some long rides. That's Greg.
I put like, I did
you cross Lake Poncha
miles in a day on a two-stroke.
Right. Now, I laugh because we kind of make fun of the guys who show up in the old smoky two-strokes at Mudbug, but as long as it's dialed and you're good with gas, then we don't have a problem. But
I mean, even if it's not dialed, if it blows up deep in the swamp, somebody's going to tow me back.
Greg can contest it. Even if it runs out of gas, he's still having a blast, huh?
yeah. And I'm sitting there, and it's like, I'm a hypocrite. You know, I mean, I did that video where I just literally said, I'm like, I have to eat crow. I feel responsible for encouraging manufacturers and encouraging buyers to buy sound systems and GPS satellites and GPS speedometers, and hey, you want this and you want this and you want. I feel responsible for that. I feel like I've got blood on my hands, and the only way that I feel that I can write it is to do it myself and not talk about it. Put my money where my mouth is. And the other half of that is that I think there's a lot of people out there who are going to go, you know what? I don't want to spend $24,000. I want to spend $2,400 and just beat the crap out of some fiberglass gel-coated ski that I could power slide and accidentally hit a cypress knob and not worry about puncturing the freaking hull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I swamped it. Okay, drag it up, pull the plugs, crank it over a little bit, spray some WD-40 down it, and then put the plugs back in and fire it up and go.
Yeah. So
wait, what? Yes, it's that easy.
Funny story, right? So the last ride that I did, I crossed Lake Pontchartrain on an old two-stroke, which this is a massive lake for those of you that haven't heard of it. It's the biggest lake in Louisiana.
It's one of the longest bridge.
You cannot see the other side of the lake. And I'm guiding a group of about 7 people. And I have nothing on the ski, no GPS. The tack barely works. The speedometer doesn't work. I can't see where I'm going. So we launch. I look on Google Maps, and I kind of eyeball in the lake where I need to go. And I just kind of stuck with it. And we end up making a cross. I mean, you don't need the GPS. I kind of figured it out. So we go ride on the other end of the lake, do whatever. Well, I end up running out of gas. And when I found out that I ran out of gas, I was wide open throttle and a hairpin turn and a very narrow river. And so as I'm running out of gas, I wide open, engine stalls, I lose steering, and I go straight into the bank. Like I'm in some cypress trees, and I had to drag it out. Well, that fiberglass hull with gel coat, it doesn't even have a scratch in the bottom after that.
Yeah, we have photos.
Yeah. But you to do that on a modern day ski, that hull would be cracked or God knows what, and you wouldn't get home. I drug it off the bank, put it in the reserve tank, went to the nearest gas station, filled up, went back across the lake. Not a single problem. So, it's a testament of, A, you don't need a GPS, and B, the hull's so damn durable back then that, literally beat the crap out of it and go wide open into a bank and tree and not hurt it one bit. So
they built those skis knowing they were going to be jumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't want you to jump them, but they knew they were going to jump them.
Right.
And we used to jump skis back in my day. When I had my teeth, we used to jump our skis.
Yeah.
We used to jump skis. We weren't supposed to, but God knew we did it.
Yeah.
That was growing up in Southern California, we just went a little further south of Trestles, and we were just jumping waves because there was nobody there. You couldn't even see us from the freeway. So we would just jump surf. It was so much fun to jump surf. Yeah. I tried jumping surf in an Ultra 310 one time.
How that worked out for you?
Not really well.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine it did.
There's guys out there jumping full-size Sea-Doos. I understand. They're going to be like, oh, you're freaking, you're a pansy. I get it.
Well, they're also breaking motor mounts and their alignments all seals and that type of deal.
Right. So I just have to giggle at that. Well, Greg, are you going to be doing anything on the new release stuff, or you're kind of this is it?
Well, So I gave it some thought, right? And I'm in a unique position where I'm not really considered the media, and my livelihood is not based on, the releases and stuff. Like I'm obligated to do it, but I have a platform where it's influential on others, and I have really no gain to promote anything that A, I don't like, or B, it's not a performance oriented machine where I actually do make my money. So there's no real reason for me to promote anything. So I don't think I'm gonna post anything about this year's release. Nothing I like, nothing performance related. So what's the need for it? It's not benefiting me in any way. So I don't know. Probably not.
All right.
That might be the first time, huh, Greg?
Yeah, first time in a few years, but the past few years we had something performance related, so it made sense. Like the new GP, new RXP, then the 325, and stuff like that. So
let me ask you something. In that little comment box, with Aaron was asking about the two strokes getting harder and harder to get his hands on parts, and all online store supports any of that?
Some stuff, yes, some stuff, no. Okay. Some parts have been discontinued, but some parts you could still get. Yeah. But like you said, some lakes, they're outlawing two strokes, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay. I know that's a battle. I know California, if you're probably on a lake with two stroke, they're going to hang you. But kind of sad.
No death penalty in California. They're just gonna feed you tofu.
Yeah.
the vegetarian sausage that looks like a limp dick.
You might get attacked by this really funny looking girl with bright red hair using two strokes smoking.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious if you sold anything.
I hate to ask, but is SBT still doing two stroke stuff?
Yeah, they are. I don't recommend buying anything from them, but I mean it's something.
Yeah.
There are some places that are still doing two stroke stuff. I think WSM does a lot of two stroke stuff. So you can still find parts. It's not tough for me to get parts for mine, but it's not easy. You got to know where to find it.
Right. Let's see. We need to go over our super chats. I think we had a couple super chats before we say goodnight to everybody, because we're kind of wrapping it up now. We got Lick just gave us a little bit of support. We got Stu gave us a super sticker.
Stu.
Die You Fool. We already did that one. Ken writes, two switches this month rolled over in Lake Shasta. Wow. Did they change the dimensions in 2026? No, they're all the same size.
That's terrible.
They are the same size. All right. We got Ayo Mikey. Mikey's in here. All right. Mikey writes, 1.9 supercharger 2027 is the earliest from Racing Communications. I've heard the same. I heard that about a year or two ago. I don't think they're in any rush right now. I don't know if you had any thoughts on that, Greg.
I haven't heard anything about when it's coming out. I mean, we know it's going to come out because they spent the time in the 1.9 block to have the provisions there to bolt a supercharger to it. So they're not going to do that for no reason. It's going to come out. When? I have no idea.
Yeah, they tight-lipped. I haven't heard anything.
Mikey writes something else. He goes, I want an STXR with a supercharger. There were some very early supercharged two-stroke prototypes. None that I knew that were successful. I would love to find an STXR hull, just a plain Jane hull, and try putting like a Cowie, a Cowie Ultra in it. But then again, it's so damn big and inefficient. You might as well just, if you're going to do it, do a Sea-Doo or a Yamaha.
Yeah.
So if you're going to engine swap it, put an LS in it. No, I'm kidding.
That's been done.
Spill the beans, Kevin. What you got cooking? Well, I'm currently working on the 572 Hemi for my 69 Charger. Then I got my 70 Fury that's pretty close to being fired up. I'm doing a lot of electrical and restoring the dashboard. As far as Watercraft, I couldn't care less. I mean, I'm looking at different two strokes. I'll tell you what, there's a 95. There's a completely unmolested 95 yellow XP sitting on a dock that hasn't moved in probably 20 years. And I have the number to the old man who owns the property.
There you go.
I need to call up the guy and be like, I'll give you $100 if I can just drag it off your dock.
Yeah, you need to look into that, Kevin.
It was just sitting there. What did it have? What do those things have? It was before the 951. It was the
800.
800.
800. Okay. 95.
787 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's 800 class.
800.
Yeah.
All right.
A rotary valve or something like that. I don't know much about those.
I'll just put an ace in it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
See if I can't find like a wadded up spark and put the ace in there.
Yeah, I got a little wild hair up my ass. I might have something like that.
Watch out. I think someone asked about that earlier, about putting a two-stroke in a spark. But somewhere's in the comments.
Well, they were talking about doing the E-Tech.
Okay.
Because I honestly thought the E-Tech, when I first found out about the Spark, I was rock solid. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be the E-Tech. They're gonna put the E-Tech in.
Yeah.
And because the E-Tech, I'll tell you this, I was at the LA Boat Show when the E-Tech first showed up. They fired up that engine inside of the LA Boat Show.
It's crazy.
And they said this is the only engine that's allowed to run indoors. And
Really?
I put my hand up to the exhaust and it didn't burn my hand.
Oh, it's efficient.
Yeah, absolutely bananas. All right, we're gonna end with this super chat from Kevin. He writes, I hit 106 on my GP this weekend. I'm running 10,000 RPM on E85.
Wow.
That's moving.
That's scooting, dude.
Yeah.
E85 loves boost. Loves compression and loves boost.
Yes, it does.
Kevin,
Yes, sir.
on a different note, when's the release? I think a few people asked about Kawasaki. Is that a few weeks
October.
from now? No. A few months.
Typically, Kawasaki is the first weekend of October.
Okay.
They haven't had reason to vary from that. Now, weirdly enough, we did do they did roll out rolled out a bunch of 2026 stuff late last year at King's Cup, and they rolled out the SXX, which is such a terrible name.
Yeah.
The SXX 160, which is the fixed steer SXR. And then they also, holy crow, a rash, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Nice. Nice.
Dude.
There you go.
All right,
go, Kevin.
Yeah, I guess I'm buying a freaking Sea-Doo. I got to call that guy.
Put your money where your mouth's at.
But they also
Nice.
released a bunch of STXs with a redesigned top deck. And they didn't say anything about it.
That's the one that was behind the curtains.
Yeah, but they just kind of left it out there. And it was the craziest damn thing. And we had Josh Dowling on the show. And Josh is like, I don't know what to tell you, man. They just rolled out all these skis. And then my one last contact inside of Kawasaki was like, oh, no, that was Kawi US who made that decision. Like, that was Kawi USA who made that decision. That was not Japan.
Strange.
And I was like, who would think that? I mean, what? It was the weirdest fumbling of the ball. I mean, it was, oh, guy.
Yeah.
So the fixed steer SXX is a 2026 model. And the redesigned STXs 160s are also 26 models.
Okay.
So maybe we'll see better pictures and colors and versions of those. And let's see, it's the middle of August. So in a month and a half.
Okay.
Maybe
There you
we'll
go,
see.
folks. There you go.
So that's unfortunately that's literally all I know. I'm gonna be real honest, boys. I don't have a lot of contacts anymore inside of the manufacturers. That's what used to make the Watercraft Journal, was old friendships and relationships I had.
Yeah.
Most of those guys have retired or quit or been phased out, and I just don't have a lot. I don't have a lot left of inside.
I don't think even Greg or Jerry's getting any inside scoops lately, huh?
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Yeah, I mean, that is, folks. You know?
Hey, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about it.
No, it's a crazy world.
We're looking for moles. If you're working inside and you want to be a mole, I'll pay you.
Yeah. Let me know stuff that we're not supposed to know. I won't tell anybody. I promise.
Yeah, maybe we need to concentrate on that. Yeah, back in the days,
I've never revealed my sources on stuff. So
No.
unless they want to be public, and then I have them on the show. So
right.
But besides that, well, guys, I guess we should say goodnight. Billy, where can people find you?
Life Begins on the Water, YouTube, and also Twitter. I think Twitter account now with the same. Life Begins on the Water.
Greg, how can folks find you?
Sales at greenhulkstore.com. Please, use that contact only. Unless you've been told otherwise.
All right. Or you could leave a lot of nasty comments on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, the Greenhulk Garage. You could watch me there, do some cool stuff. I've been kind of stagnant lately just with everything I got going on here, but starting to slow down a little bit, so videos should start rolling out again.
Very cool.
Actually, it's a TikTok account.
Yeah. For all of you here, thank you very much for tuning in. If you haven't already, why don't you hit the subscribe button? A large portion of our viewership, although we appreciate you, it'd be really cool, dude, if you could hit that subscribe button. That'd be great. And it doesn't really change anything for you. What it does for us, though, is sadly, YouTube is effectively high school.
Yeah.
And it's a popularity contest. And the higher the percentage of your viewers who are subscribers, the more willing YouTube is, per the algorithm, to promote your content to non-subscribers. Sounds lame, but that's the inside baseball on it. That's how it works. It sucks. So if you guys haven't already, why don't you hit the subscribe button to the Watercraft Journal YouTube page? That would just help us in casting a wider net. And if you haven't already, why don't you also go over to www.watercraftjournal.com and hit the subscribe button for our weekly newsletter, where you'll get new articles every single day. We do a weekly newsletter roundup. Typically, we shove the video in there. So if you're a busy guy and you can't get the live podcast, you hit the subscribe button, you're going to get the podcast, and you're also going to get all the articles in one newsletter. Makes life really easy. It's all there. It's like a turducken. All right, cool. All right, other than that, guys, have a great week. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for having us.